Hi everyone, I wanted to share something I've been researching for my own personal growth and as a recruiter. I'm running obviously Flux recruiting and I place engineers and technical talent at startups across the US, Latin America, and Europe. I currently got curious to see okay, where are the best talented engineers coming from? Which places are they working? What sector? So that I can get a clearer picture of like where I source and have sort of an understanding of like where the startup landscape is at the moment in Latin America. So I wanted to see okay, where are they actually working? And it kept getting back to a specific sector, which is fintech. Originally, fintech is a sort of a broader term for open finance and the ability for companies to create financial instruments, applications for the underserved population of Latin America. It's been a huge problem, and that's our main objective to solve. And so it started back in 2018, 2017. There were about 300 to 700 startups in fintech, and around 2024 it capped off to around 3,000. There are about 38, 39 unicorns in Latin America right now. Most of them are fintechs, and most of them are, again, part of this fintech sector. But within the fintech sector, you could say that there are different um, levels in which these fintechs work. So you have the upper level, which is like regulation, and you have banking, which is very regulatory intensive. Imagine creating a bank from scratch, essentially, and and so a lot of these businesses are not only just like creating the banking application, which was the original idea, but now are more in line of creating the infrastructure that normally would last 2 years, millions of dollars to create, like a bank from scratch. They're more or less like creating the rails for other fintechs to essentially take care of only like the compliance side and the customer service and customer experience side, while a lot of these businesses in LatAm are creating fintech infrastructure for those specific um, companies. So, for example, and it's really interesting because it's not only the private sector that's involved. For example, like Brazil's instant payment system, 24/7 instant payment, peer-to-peer system, which pretty much integrates the whole banking stack from the central bank all the way down to the customer. It's called Pix, and it processes almost $8 billion in transactions a month. The Brazilian Open Finance Framework handles around 3.5 billion API calls a week. Building that kind of infrastructure used to take a company 2 years and millions of dollars, but now this government-made infrastructure has pretty much integrated and opened finance to not only financial institutions, but really to the end user, to the people that really don't have any banking infrastructure around them where they live. It really has allowed them to integrate themselves into the financial system, and it's created millions and millions of new users. For example, companies like Pomelo, who are in many different countries, have raised over $160 million and are literally powering the card infrastructure for banks like Santander and BBVA. And this is the part where it almost matters most for what I do for Flux. Neobanks get the headlines and the hiring buzz, but the infrastructure layer, compliance, card issuing, ledger systems, open banking, that's where the mode is being built, and that's where most of the talent is at. And it's really, really interesting to see these highly technical, like very, very smart people coming out of Latin America, really focusing on this area and really putting all of their brain power to solving this problem. So wanted to share that information with you guys, and if you find it interesting, please let me know.